Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to do brakes on any car. If you have a Honda, Toyota, Lexus, Audi, BMW, front brakes, it's going to be a similar procedure. It might have a different size bolt and different type of screws, but same procedure, right? So first we're going to start off by removing this tire. Alright, so we're going to remove this tire. The lug nuts might be different on the car you're working on, but just remove the lug nuts. Take off the tire. We're going to take this tire off. Alright, now we have the tire off. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove a bolt back here, right? That's going to be number 12, I believe, on this car, but let me take a look. Alright guys, so back here we have a number 12, alright? We're going to remove that number 12. Some cars you only need to remove one, some cars you need to remove both. In this case, we're going to only remove one. Once you have this loose, we can lift this caliper out, alright? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use you could use a flathead, pry bar, or one of these clip removers to remove this, lift this caliper out, and we'll slide it up, right? After that, what you can do is this pin right here, you can slide it off. Most of the cars, they slide off just like that. Right? You see that? Comes right out. Alright, once you have that removed, you can take out the brake pads. These are thick brake pads. The reason why we change them is because he has bad rotors. The car shakes on a high speed. Alright. When you take off the rotors, the brakes, just pay attention to the brake pads. If it has some kind of sensor looking wire here, this is called a brake indicator, brake wear indicator. Like this was from the back over here. It was on the bottom on the back, so we're gonna put it back the same way. And this hardware kit doesn't look good in any good condition. Alright guys, now we're back of this car again, right behind the caliper and the rotor. In the back, you're gonna see two balls. Let me remove this. This is a sliding pin. We're gonna clean this up, right? Back here, you have a 17 here and a 17 here, right? If you have a different type of car, it might be a different size. Some are Allen keys, but some similar procedure, right? Some similar type of bolt. Same setup. So we're gonna remove both of these. All right, I got that out. I'm gonna put this back in so it can hold the bracket for me, because I don't want it to drop. So I remove the second bolt. There you go. I have the second one out, bolt 17. I'm gonna bring my camera out. Alright, so I got this loose and I'm gonna take this off. All I'm doing is turning that 17 that I put back. I turned that out. Reason was I didn't want this thing to fall on me, alright? So we're gonna replace the hardware on this also. If you have a Honda, Toyota, Lexus, a lot of them have this kind of hardware. And we're gonna change those little shims. They usually come with the new brake pad. Alright, so let's remove the rotor next. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove this little screw here and this screw here. I'm gonna be using this tool called a punch. Alright, so all you do is you hit it really hard in the back, it turns that screw out. A lot of cars have this on the Hondas, the Audis, Volkswagen, they have a little Allen key there. Alright, some cars don't have anything. Fords, they use some type of lock. It's like a washer looking, one-time lock. Alright, once you take these two little screws off, this rotor is ready to come out. Alright, so I'm gonna take this rotor. Sometimes you have to hit this rotor from the back. It does not want to come out. So it's If you need to, just hit it, alright? But if you get it off, good. Alright, you see how this rotor looks all warped? You see like different coloration on this? That's the reason why the car shakes on high speed. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to clean the surface here. You always need to clean the surface here. To do a good job on a brake, make sure you clean the surface here. Some cars that get corroded here a lot, the rotor is never going to sit right, car's going to shake, do all kinds of things. Alright, so I'll take a wire brush. I'll clean the surface. This one doesn't even look that bad. But if you got like a Hyundai, it might look terrible. If you got an old model vehicle, or if the rotors was never changed for like 6-7 years, you're gonna have difficulty taking out the rotor. But once you get it off, just clean the surface very good. You can even put a little touch of a grease here. Alright, so if you need to, you take a little bit of grease here, you just rub it around here. Alright. Sometimes the rotor doesn't want to go in. It'd be a best or a good idea to put some grease there. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our new rotor. Alright, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna line the two holes. They're like oval looking holes. You're gonna line it with the holes there. Alright guys, I got my rotor on. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take the two little screws and I am going to put those screws in there, right? If you have a different type of screw, make sure you put them in. Make sure it's tight. There you go. We got the screws in. What we'll do next is we'll get the bracket and we'll clean the bracket and put on the hardware kit. So here's the bracket, the caliper bracket. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get that brush again. We're gonna clean the surface here, right? And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Some metal wire brush. Once we have that cleaned, we're going to take the new hardware kit. We're going to install this in here, right? So all you do is you line the little things in there, the little clips, and you push it down. Simple. Same thing on the opposite side. You're gonna line the little clips. Alright, it goes right in, alright? There you go. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take this bracket and we're gonna put this onto the spindle with the number 17s. Alright guys, so we're back under the car. I'm gonna go grab the bracket, the caliper bracket, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this bracket, we're gonna put this on with the two number 17s. This is one, and the one goes on the top. After that, we're gonna tighten this. Don't forget to tighten. Make sure they're nice and tight. Alright, there you go. I have them both tight. And I'm gonna come back out. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna install the brake pads on this side, alright? Let me grab my light too. We'll install the brake pads next. Alright guys, now I got the brake pads. I'm gonna take this brake pad and just put the brake pad in. Sorry about that. Alright, just like that. I'm gonna go grab the inside brake pad and we're gonna put the inside brake pad next. So I'll take my brake pad for the inside here. I'll put this in. Let's see if you get a better view. So there you go. That's the new brake pad. You got the little rear indicator sensor there. And there you go. The brake pad is in. Alright, what I'm going to do next is we're going to compress the caliper next. Alright, so we're going to compress this piston back in, the caliper piston. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this caliper. It's going to be hard to see. Let me see if I can move my camera up a little bit because my camera doesn't go any higher. What I'll do is I'll take this tool and I'll compress this piston back in. That's a piston right there. Right there is a piston. Right here. Alright. So we're going to push this back in. All you're going to do is squeeze it. You could use a C-clamp or a tool such as this. So that's back in. The caliper piston should compress in good. If it doesn't go in good, you have a problem, alright? Alright, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to clean this up, alright? And I'm going to come right back. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this. You know I did a little bit on the side. So make sure this is nice and clean. And we'll put some grease on this. So all you do, you take some grease. You put some grease on this, alright? It's very important to put grease on this. If this thing doesn't slide in and out, the brakes are not going to work properly, alright? You see how that's sliding in and out? And do the same thing on the top pin, alright? The caliper pin. Put some grease on that. Also, put some grease on the brake pad here and on the inside brake pad, alright? Once we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this caliper, we're going to slide it back in there. Let me get my light back this side so we can see better. So what I did was I slid this back in its spot, and then you're going to bring this caliper back down just like that, simple. And once we have that, we're going to go grab that number 12. It goes down here into this hole right here, right? And then it grabs onto the sliding pin in the back. There you go, right? Got that in. And once you have that in, make sure you tighten this little bolt back here, right? Do not forget. I'm using power tools. If you don't have power tools, that's fine. I wouldn't even recommend you use power tools because I am going to double check this by hand, alright? So I'm going to put number 12 here manually by hand and a 17 in the back. Alright, so there we have it. Complete job, right? And we're done.